Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, on a rather damp and grey Thursday morning. It is the first of the long-form videos of the day, and I do like to start with something fluffy. Something that raises the spirits. Something that makes you proud to be British. And we have a story here, and let me just begin by saying it's a very eclectic news that I do, isn't it? Normally, and predominantly sort of Scottish politics, UK politics, if you know, on the bigger stories, that sort of thing. Occasionally throw something amusing in. Well, this one comes from Belgium. It is a Belgium news agency story. Yes, I know. And you're thinking, what on earth is whatever is happening in Belgium that's interesting? I bet most of you can only name one Belgian, maybe two at a push. And one of them is Hercule Poirot. But what this story is something that will absolutely annoy the French and will show the EU that even though Britain is no longer in the EU, we still dominate it. Because this story is all about language. The use, in fact, of English as the language of choice in Europe. And in particular in Brussels, the home of the EU. And it just goes to show that we may be gone, but we are like Banquo. We are the spirit hanging around the feast. Let's take a look. So English use rises in Brussels and French is on the decline. In Brussels, Belgium is a French-speaking nation. Isn't this stunning? The use of English in Brussels is on the rise, according to the VUB's 5th Brussels Tall Barometer survey, whatever a Tall Barometer survey is. Almost half the people living in Brussels are now fluent in English. Dutch is also on the rise in Belgian capital, while the proportion of French speakers continues to decline in a French-speaking country. Makes you proud to be British, doesn't it? The 5th edition of the VUB study shows that English is increasingly consolidating its position as the second language of contact in Brussels. 46.9% of the Brussels inhabitants surveyed can speak English. And according to the Brussels Minister for Multilingualism, Sven Gatz, the results could provide support for making English an official language of administration in the Brussels capital region. Politicians should see this as a sign that English should be officially used at the administrative level. Gatz told the Brussels Times, English could well become an official language of Belgium. I think it's only fair, considering it was the British that invented Belgium. And indeed, Belgium is named after the Belgae, who were a race of an English tribe on the south coast, sort of, I think, south, not Surrey, further south. Sussex, maybe? Something like that. I seem to remember. God, it was a long time ago since I've done that. But yeah, so the Belgae were like an English tribe, but Belgium itself is named after them, but it was invented by the British. So I think it's okay that English becomes its official language in a French-speaking country at the heart of the EU. It must really annoy the French. Anyway, Dutch has reversed its decline, rising from 16.3% in 2018 to 22.3% in 2023. This, of course, is because Belgium has two official languages, French and Dutch. This is because you have the Walloons and the other ones. This is still much lower than the 33% in 2001 and now the 28.3% in 2007. French remains the main language of contact in the region, with 81% of respondents using it. However, its use has fallen by more than 6% compared to 2018. French is dying in a French-speaking country. I just can't help but laugh. Absolutely stunning me. You got to feel sorry for him, haven't you? Anyway, not really, no. The top 3 contact languages are followed by Spanish, 22.3, Arabic, 11.5, and Italian, 6.1%, and German 6.1%. Then it's followed by Portuguese and Turkish, both at 2.8%, and Romanian, a fast-growing language in Brussels, with 2.1%. If ever you watch an Italian, they can't speak without moving their hands. It's all da 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 da. You know, funny. Anyway, another finding is that about half of Brussels' population now speaks 2 contact languages. At the same time, the number of Brussels residents who do not speak any contact language has also increased. It is just absolute. I can't get over this. I just can't get over the fact that in Brussels, the very, very heart of the EU, the fastest growing language, and now one that is now going to be accepted not just by the EU but by the local administration, is English. Stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Well done. Well, there we go. I told you it was a little non-important fluff piece, but it does go to show that even though we've left, our influence lingers. We've walked out the room and left them a little fart, a little language fart that they're all going to have to enjoy for quite some time. Although there are still, of course, 2 countries in Europe for whom English is an official language, so they do still have to use it. Cyprus, English is an official language. I think actually Malta, it might be an official language. But Ireland, of course, English is their official language. Anyway, we'll round off, we'll come up and finish the video, but I just thought it was funny. There is something deeply, deeply satisfying about this. It's one of those things where you know that they absolutely loathe the fact that it's true and why they're doing it, but they hate the idea that it's happening, but they know they have to. It's a very, very difficult thing. They hate the fact that we left, obviously, and they therefore hate the fact that English is still even being used in the EU. But of course it is the international language of science, of business, of aviation, of everything, and it has to be used. And you can just see them sitting there grinding their teeth. Anyway, thanks very much for listening. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know exactly what you think. But we'll move on. But thanks very much, and I will speak to you later. Bye.